Hi. Hey y'all, I told y'all we're getting this content done today. So I'm back with video number 2 for the month of November. Hopefully I get into doing more content and y'all give me some ideas of what y'all would like me to, do content on. Maybe I'll do another dating vlog or something. Not for my current situation, but maybe the past one. But anyway, this is not why I'm here today. Today's second vlog is honestly about my business. So everything that I touch on in this vlog, I want you to know that if you are just starting out a business, please listen carefully to what I'm saying. This is no shade to anybody, but just wisdom, discernment, and just knowing and trusting God. So I have a question from a gentleman named Ajani Noel. Okay, shout out to you. And I want to help you all. I'm sorry, I just want to say, when Ajani sent me the message, he sent it a while ago. I'm super late on responding, but I said, let me do a video because I think it's better that I do a video. This way it's like us having a conversation. So thank you for this, Ajani. So Ajani says, hi, is Mind and Me Co. your company? Yes. I see you doing your thing, making moves and building a community. I'm rooting for you. Thank you, Ajani. I appreciate that. I have a young but professional and healthy handyman business. I was curious about how you got permission from Starbucks to leave flyers. I'm not interested in putting my stuff in Starbucks, just curious about your marketing strategies and big box store placement of your content. My mom also has a community she's been building related to 55 plus women, health and wellness. So some of these answers I'll be discussing with her. She hosts events and she also does coaching and consulting. She lives and works in different states, or in a different state, sorry. I have been told that community building is a juggle of identification, participation, and validation. What other outlooks have helped you build community? Where outside of next door are you building this to? I know you're probably busy with work, business and personal, so responding to a stranger is not on your priority list. However, I love your thoughts. No hard feelings if you don't get around to it. Ajani, I got around to it. So let me just say, number 1, I apologize for the late response. Number 2, congratulations on your handyman business. Although it's young, starting a business is still a milestone, so congratulations to you, and I hope that that's going well for you. Thirdly, I know you wondered how the collaboration between Starbucks and my nonprofit organization happened. So here's what I want to share with you. I initially did not have a place or an idea to collab with Starbucks for the Christmas holidays. My only plan was that I wanted to know how much does it cost to rent out your little lobby part if need be, because I would like to host a wellness event here. That somehow turned into the location manager wondering, well, what do you got going here? So I ended up swapping my information with her. She asked for my information. I give her my email, my phone number, and I explained to her what our Christmas holiday event was supposed to be. So it was really supposed to be a wellness event of connecting people in the community together, just to kind of build that bridge between the gap of strangers in the community, to get people to meet other people, to have conversation with them, know whatever it is that they're going through, and then leave them with a Christmas card, write a message to them, and leave them with that. And I guess she loved the idea. She said, we host our own holiday event, but we just don't have the wellness part of it. And I said, oh, okay, that's interesting. I said, well, that's what it's for. So she said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to write corporate and let me get back to you with that. I said, okay, no problem. Now, Ajani, I did not expect her to get back to me. Why? Because I've reached out to other companies before, like Einstein Bagels or Dunkin' Donuts, and was inquiring about if they could sponsor us with a few of their products for certain events that I host. And I never heard back. So I wasn't really expecting to hear back from the manager regarding with corporate and the collaboration. I didn't, but I gave her my information anyway. I got my little drink and then left out. I heard from her maybe a few days after, and I was shocked. I was working and I nearly fell out of my seat, and I was like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. And it ended up becoming, what I liked about the situation was, after me explaining what my event was for, her question in turn was, well, what do you need from us? Okay. Without being prideful, there was nothing that I needed from Starbucks, right? But what I started to discern and understand was, okay, maybe God is up to something. So I'm like, okay, when she asked that question, that was via email. That was not the in-person meeting and swapping of information. When I got the email, she basically said, well, corporate basically agreed, yes, we can do this. What we'll do is set out a little self-serve coffee station for people. But what do you need from us? And that for me would have been well, maybe if you can set up or serve X amount of hot coffee to attendees, that would be great. That's all I need. Everything else, my company will be providing. The Christmas cards, the little Christmas paper ornaments for the children, the icebreakers, whatever, my nonprofit would be hosting that. There was nothing else that we really needed, and we wanted to kind of keep it simple. So in doing that, after sending a proposal, because she actually wanted me to send a proposal, and I did that. I put together a proposal, took me 2 days, and I sent it back, outlined everything of how it should look, what to expect, and things like that. Not even maybe a week after that, she asked me to make flyers. She's like, well, we need flyers. We need flyers for the door and flyers to pass out. So I said, okay, no problem. I went on Canva, I made a Christmas flyer, customized it, and then I sent the proof to her via email to see if she liked it or if there was anything she wanted me to change. She said, that's perfect. So I ordered flyers because I like the glossy look. And then I went back, sorry, I had a phone call. All right, so she emailed me back. She wanted me to have flyers made, and so I had Christmas flyers made, which I will show up above somewhere here in the video. I had it printed, and I probably had about 50 little flyers made. I gave her half the flyers, and I took half the flyers as a business owner, word of mouth, and I went to a few different locations within my neighborhood and randomly handed out and explained to people that I wanted to see them. I want to connect, and hey, Starbucks and I are collabing to give back, and that's literally what it was. And that is a blessing in itself. So for one, I thank God for that, because it wasn't really initially planned, but it happened. And then secondly, I thank that locations manager for doing that. I really, really do. So I actually have something for her during that event, and I'm going to try to get some footage so we can do another vlog come December. You also said that your mom has a community that she's been building related to women, and so you wanted to know about marketing. I don't know a thing about marketing. I'm being honest with you. Marketing has always been a weakness of mine. I don't know a thing about marketing. But what I personally do is either word of mouth, or I will use my social media platforms to just talk about what I'm doing, but mostly engaging with people, I feel like, is the best marketing you could possibly give. Don't just write a status and leave it there. If you're going to write about something, make sure you're engaging daily with the people that you're leaving good encouragement for, if that makes sense. Make sure that you're acknowledging people, because people like to be heard and they like to be felt, but mostly they like to be understood. So make sure that you're building connection. That's very important. And then with ads, if I'm doing an Eventbrite or Facebook or wherever, I pay a small budget. I do a test. I don't do like a full-fledged $1,200 budget on marketing or anything like that. I start with a small little budget of what works for me. And then I also examine carefully who my audience is or who it is, depending on what event that I'm hosting, that I want to reach. So that's also important. So maybe for your mom, I would say maybe fully defining who her audience is, and if she's given ticketed events, make sure that she's looking into the correct audience who's going to pay for tickets to come out to attend events. Now me, this entire year, I hosted events completely free of charge. 2026, that changes, because why? We want to keep our nonprofit afloat, and we want to be able to continue to do the things that we did this year. So everything that we'll be doing is going to be ticketed going forward. Nothing will be free at all. But everything will be affordable, if that makes sense, because we understand that we're people and we're going through something right now, especially with the government shutdown and the economy. And that's all. That's about that. That's all that I do. And I pray. So, I don't know if your mom is spiritual, but everything that I do make sure that I am constantly in prayer and asking God to lead me. And to make sure that I have the right people around me, because the last thing you want to do is have the wrong people around you, where things are not really the way it seems, or people may not be of good character. So that would be my only advice with that. The board that I have, they're all great ladies, great women who are knowledgeable in some sort of type of finance or accounting or healthcare background. So for me, that works out. But also all of these women are believers, but also they reflect some sort of part of me in real life, in a way, meaning like, yes, I have a huge heart, and sometimes I am that person. I'm not a people pleaser, but I am the person who will do her best to try, whether it's a collaboration, somebody wants to volunteer, to see that you're able to get that opportunity to do it. But sometimes that board is there to enforce what we can't do. For example, if let's say you want to do a retreat, let's use that, because that was a real situation that happened recently. I had a mentor, pretty great with ideas and being consistent with contacting and certain things like that. And I think that the retreat idea was amazing. It was wonderful. But from a realistic standpoint of where my nonprofit was, and trying to not partner, but maybe collaborate on a one-time event, it wasn't really, yes, I wanted to do that because this person or this individual was excited about it. And so, yes, I wanted to see it come to fruition. But realistically, you have your board who will tell you, well, though we would love to see that too, who's paying X amount of dollars for this, or where is this coming from? And then sometimes when things are, especially when you're starting business, a lot of funds are coming out of your pocket personally. You have to be very mindful of your spending. Now, me, I have a daughter, so I definitely have to be very mindful. And I'm not married. I don't have a husband or a spouse yet. Yeah, so when you're in business and you're learning and you're trying to thrive and you're trying to acknowledge everyone, because you want to be able to produce a fair opportunity. So yeah, long story short, just make sure that not just for yourself, but for your mom, you have a team that backs you, but also challenges you positively to make sure that you're growing and to make sure that you're doing things to grow yourself. I think about it with my nonprofit organization. What can I really do for someone else who wants to collab with me if I can't do much for myself? That's the way to really look at it. It's not like we can jump out and, just do things like that and automatically we're going to wake up to all this money of people coming out to events hosted. A lot of things take repetition. You have to be consistent with it. you have to make sure that it's something you're passionate about, but also making sure that you've got your P's and Q's together and understanding what value your company brings to others and what value others are bringing to your company. So that's what that's all about. So, you know, share this video with your mom. If you have any other questions, definitely send me more. I will do a video. Hopefully it doesn't have to take long next time.